Welcome to our fourth and final video of this second round of glossary entries for Unit 3. We started with function. We discussed how functions have inputs and outputs and defined those, talked about how they look on a graph. Now we're going to talk about an input-output pair. Again, a function is a relationship between a set of inputs and a set of outputs. And on a graph, a function shows up as a curve or a set of points. Every point on that curve has an xy coordinate location. This point is 1, 2. So this point represents a specific input-output pair on the function that has this blue curve when you graph it. This input-output pair tells you that when you put a value of 1 into the function, you get out a value of 2. So because functions are relationships between one quantity and another quantity, they're made up of all these different input-output pairs. Really, in a way, the function is the collection of all those input-output pairs. The function is telling us, hey, for any particular input, like say this input here between 1 and 2, you're going to get a certain output. Or for this input over here, slightly less than 0, you're going to get a certain output slightly greater than 1. And so really, in a way, a function is a set of a bunch of input-output pairs. What is an input-output pair? It's a pair of values that a function matches together. You put in an input into the function, and the function gives out the output. The function is the relationship that's telling you, hey, for this input, give me out this output. Typically, x is the input variable, and y is the output variable. Input-output pairs are often, therefore, written as x comma y. So on the curve that represents a function, you might have a point with the coordinates x, y, and that point now represents the input-output pair x, y that is on the function represented by this curve. And it shows that for a given value of x, the function gives out this particular y value. You'll also remember that in Cannon Man, Function Carnival 2, we started looking at stuff like this. And this is what's going to come next for this work. So for instance, for the function represented by the curve above, f of 1 equals 2. This means that when you input 1 into the function, you get out 2. And the blue curve represents the function, and the point 1, 2 is on the blue curve. And that means that when you input 1 into the function, you'll get out 2. When you input 1 into the function, you don't get 1. You don't get negative 1. When you input 1, you get out 2. So this input-output pair is on the function. When you input 1, you get out 2. Let's call it. That's it for our second round of glossary entries for Unit 3 functions.